What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Halftime Snacks podcast. This show features short interviews that you can listen during the halftime of your favorite sports events. Every Tuesday, I host fun conversations with talented people in the sports industry where we'll learn from their stories, knowledge, and experiences. So go grab your favorite snack and come snack with us. Are you ready? Let's go! Joining us now is an expert in NFTs and blockchain technologies, and he is the co-founder of Boyo. Boyo bridges the digital and physical worlds through NFTs, and they bring utility to brands and creators from all over the world. They work with clients in sports, providing collectible experiences, merchandise, ticketing, and exclusive access to clubs through NFTs. It is my pleasure to introduce him and have him here because he's going to talk a lot about the future of NFTs and what to expect from that area in sports. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Lior Tor. Lior, welcome to the Halftime Snacks.
Hi Ronan, how are you?
Joining us from Israel, which is a place where I spent a lot of my time. So it's good to have you here. Lior, we always kick it off with an icebreaker. And the one I have for you is, what is your favorite app on your smartphone?
I have the boring answer. What's up? I know it's my favorite, but it's my most useful one, and I'm addicted, unfortunately. But that's I'm just all the time checking because that's where I live.
Yeah, it sounds like you think about utility, and maybe that's gonna make a good discussion further down the conversation about Boyo. But maybe let's first get to know you. Maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, like who are you, and what's your story, and how exactly you ended up being one of the co-founders of Boyo.
Yeah, so I'm coding since I'm 10. And, I was um, I was, more like I had a time in my life I went more into the like learn philosophy. I studied math. I was more into the spirit world, and you could say. And it like around 5 years ago, I went back into the technological world. In the beginning, it started through startup in education world. I had this vision. I was an entrepreneur since I always had my original way. I think usually entrepreneurs, it's like a character. It's not like a one-time stand. So I had this project we did on schools. We opened startup like companies inside of schools where the basically the at-risk youth were like they were like the workers of the company. They studied all about life skills and about how to actually talk with business people, and it really attracted them because these kids needed hope. They needed to feel like they can do money, and they can it really give them confidence. And it was amazing. It was like award winning by the government of Israel. And at a certain point, I felt like the bodies of the government that I was working with, they were limiting our potential. Me and another partner that we opened Boyo. We were together in the first project, and then we moved on to Boyo. The initial idea of Boyo was basically create scarcity with physical items, and about like the limited edition designs and stuff like that. And at a certain point, we heard about NFTs, and at that point, like the whole project, like we went down the rabbit hole really big, because we felt this technology could actually solve. We fell in love in technology before it became the hype. That actually it can solve the scarcity problem of like having.
When was this? Do you remember the year?
Yeah, sure. It was like a year and a half ago, so maybe it
Oh,
was
okay.
the beginning of 2021.
Okay. So it's pretty
Yeah.
recent. And I guess that seeing it, the whole growth and the whole hype around it. You maybe have your takes, and we're gonna we're gonna talk about that. But maybe tell us what makes Boyo special. What is it about Boyo that maybe clients found interesting, or you guys are trying to put in as the most important element that makes the platform very special.
Yeah. So you asked about the hype. So I would answer that together with the second question because I think it's related. The I mean, there was the whole, I mean, there is still the hype around NFTs. Of course, it's part of the deal. Uh, but um, but eventually, like I think Boyo sees the long term, and I think basically all the better projects in the NFT world, they're not the cash grabbers. The cash grabbers are like a very certain niche, which in a certain time in the beginning, that was maybe most of the people that were dealing with NFTs. They tried to basically to take to get one and sell it two. That was the whole. But the best projects in NFTs, they were actually seeing the long term usage of that and the real utilities of the tokens of the. I mean, and that's kind of like around the beginning of this year, people felt like the visual of the NFTs is not enough anymore, and they should have like real value together with the collapse of the economy. That people didn't have so much spare money, and they weren't like sitting in the corona, so everything kind of changed, and people are today looking for the utility, and this is something Boyo sees like real life utility. I mean, that's one. The second thing is that Boyo has a very special technology linking between physical items and NFT items. It's an encrypted technology with an NFC tag, the same technology that uses Apple Pay, Google Pay, um, and this is like a big advantage because today still digital assets are a niche, but if you take the 100% of assets in the physical world, you have a much bigger scale, and to give them an NFT to those physical assets, it gives lots of superpowers. It gives you can see the authentication, you can see the provenance to see from which hand it went to which hand. You can have utilities, special utilities, and I think we'll talk about it later. I mean, we have a lot of
Yeah, 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 for sure. No, and I think that going back to to your point about around the hype, I work at the stock exchange, and so one of the famous quotes that we all believe in is that when everything is going up, even the like trashy projects are also going up, and when the market crashes, you can see that everything crashes, but the ones that are really like just fake projects or not there for provide real value, they actually disappear. And the ones that stay alive, especially now that it's a rough time and everyone's talking about recession and high inflation and everything else, and you see stocks drop, you can know that the ones that will survive this era will kind of like be there, because they're being valuable and they're bringing value for the users along the way. And so I think it's a good way of like cleaning the whole like space, cleaning away
yeah,
what's useless. But I'm
totally.
curious if you think that basically NFTs and I'm going to relate it with crypto because it's kind of like an application of crypto that is born from the blockchain. Do you think NFTs is like the best use case for crypto? Do you think this is probably how everyone will get adopted to the technology, or how it becomes trendy if it's not already? Do you think this is like NFTs is like the best use case, or you think there's more deeper layers within inside that it's actually the next step to the future of crypto?
Well, if I knew that the answer for that question, I would be very rich. I mean, I would know where to invest my money. And I mean, it's a big question. The whole world is like, but I would say that we are more interested in NFTs in 2025 than in NFTs in 2021. I mean, and NFTs, you ask if it's the best use case. I think NFTs are still unrevealed, right? Because the use cases for NFTs in 2022 is not like 22 to 21. And be sure that 2023 is not going to be like 2022. So basically, NFTs are evolving all the time, and we do see a reality where people are selling cars, houses. People are talking about for a while now, but NFTs did a big service while standardizing the market. I mean, that's a very boring thing to say, but NFT is all around hype. But I would say the most boring stuff is that NFTs are all about standards. And but it's
Yeah.
very true, I think, because once you have those standards for NFTs, which more and more applications are supporting, ERC 721, ERC 1155,
Yeah.
those standards are basically be making the market, And
Right.
blockchain was existent for like 10 years or something like that. And until,
But that's new.
yeah, but until this hype
Mm.
movement didn't give the standards, it wouldn't be, no one was talking with
Mm.
no one else. But now
Right.
different applications are talking with each other because you have the NFT. And I think it's a big benchmark here because of the standard. And I think NFTs are not the final word. If it's the best use case for crypto, I think we haven't seen NFTs yet.
That's good. That's
Uh,
good. It's a good answer. I'm sure that probably you at the Shabbat dinner or something, your grandma or your some family member said, "But why are you working on that? I just read that this random guy spent millions on a monkey, on a picture of a monkey. Like what is that, Lior? What are you? Why are you wasting your time?" So, what do you answer to this type of questions to the people that are very bearish about the market, that are kind of like skeptical because of how it has this image around speculation? So what is your answer, like, on a more fundamental basis, on why this is actually a good place to be, even though many speculators would be out there, as of right now?
First, you were very accurate about your description. There was this dinner when this discussion was happening, actually. So you were like, exact. Yeah, my answer is, I mean, I would divide it into two. First is that anything new is like kind of, at the beginning I remember WhatsApp was out, and I was saying to myself, I was saying to people, "But I don't understand WhatsApp. Why do I have email, I have SMS." Like, and people don't get it, just people don't get it, and also the internet, no one got it. I remember, like, having www dot blah blah, like, no one got, like, what are you doing there, what's okay, so you have a few pages with some information, so what? And that's very typical to new technology, and it's happening now again, and whoever has like the sharp senses can sense it, this is the time, and this is the time of opportunities, right? And especially now where there is a bear market, so many players are like not in the game anymore, because, and this is, this winter is the time to build, and what does it actually bring to the table? NFTs bring to the table ownership. I mean, that's very clear, but it's much more than that. NFTs are like, they're a gate to a new kind of marketing, and this is also where sports, I think, get inside the picture. People still don't understand that NFTs are like a new way how you communicate with your crowd. It's not a crowd anymore. It's becoming like people that are together with you. This economy of, you see that people are lifting the floor price, or like, getting together to, buy and sell Bitcoin in the beginning. So these economies are starting to form around brands, and these are basically people that are put together pushing, right? And together they care about it, and it's around something real. Bitcoin is not, Bitcoin was about also ideology. It's about something real. If you take a sports brand, that's a very real thing, right? People are like, they care about it, to say
Yeah.
the least.
So so it's like kind of like putting the community of people that are passionate about what you do as a
Mhm.
brand, putting that community online in a place where you can actually track, manage, and move the community from making it like something tangible, if that makes sense. Like, it's weird to think about tangible if it's online, but it's like it's things you can see. It's maybe you became part of like a club of like exclusive club of like people that invested in like a specific athlete, I'm gonna say, right, in
Right.
college. And there's only 100 investors for this athlete, and then if he grows and ends up being the next Tom Brady or what have you, like that value of that coin can increase, so you kind of like can invest in the future of something as well. So I do see that there's tons of like benefits and opportunities in the sports space, at least. And for sure, I always say like sports is a mirror of society. So if it works in sports, it definitely gonna work somewhere else in society. And and in everywhere else. But I'm curious, in your mind, like, how do you think this grows? How do you think the trend, or the types of trends, um, will help or will benefit the adoption about NFTs? Like, what is your take around like growth and adoption? Like, how that happens? Do you have like a specific like idea, or have you seen different types of things that help the process? Like, what do you
Um,
think?
in sports, I would say there is a few motivations. One of them is collectibles, right? Collectibles is clearly an use case for NFTs, and those collectibles. I mean, people collect sports, cards since since always, and sports, rarities like the ball that was winning the championship, or the jersey that was worn, or signed stuff. So all that stuff, when they transform into NFT, they become like, you can have your metaverse twin for that, and you can have, like your you can brag, you can be the one that's holding that. But besides that, you can have also, if you're holding those, those kind of stuff, you're basically can enjoy other utilities that the sports club is willing to give. For example, let's say the sports club is opening something only for the NFT holders, right? It's opening like, play shoot hoops with, your favorite sport, for 20 minutes. That's worth a lot to some people, right? And for those NFT holders, they become like your super fans. They become your actual, they become the ones that. So this can also come in a physical object like a collectible, but also comes in like experiences that the sports club is willing to give. Yeah, so there, our technology, Boyo, we actually can provide physical objects that are NFTs with a unique tag that is scanned by any phone, and that way, as you can give someone a physical object, and that object you can buy it. I mean, and then that object becomes his pass, right? His pass, more experiences, to post sale experiences. Uh,
So, for example, I have a basketball signed by
yeah,
Michael Jordan. And do you think that would my object be a collectible that you or like Boya Technology could potentially create an NFT around it, and give it the legitimacy to be able to resell it, and then the one that bought it can see from who they bought it, and like what was the price that they bought it from, and so that can change the value of my actual physical asset? Because I'm curious, because I think that it's a very clever idea on like trading things that are valuable, but that they are very hard to establish, like kind of like tracking from those items, right? Like my Michael Jordan's signed ball is, I don't have the certificate they give you, but it's on paper. What if I lose it? So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
is it worth it? Is it worthless if I lose it? So like that's my main concern. Do you think that solves that like whole area?
Yeah, sure. Our project, our product is used lots in the art space,
Mm.
right? Along sports, because in art, that's especially what matters. The authentication, and to see the provenance, where which hands it was moving to, and it's basically, you don't need the paper anymore. You have the tag, and this tag is
Yeah.
solves the
But so you have
thing.
to like add a specific like number to the painting, or I'm not talking about art, but like you add like a sticker, or like how do you know if this if the article is the same? Is it like what does it use?
Yeah, we attach a sticker, a tag on top of it, and it's an authenticated tag, meaning that it gives basically every time a different code. So
Mm.
there is a way how it's an authentic.
Uh, so it works like backwards. Like you can know if that tag was kind of like tried to be replicated unofficially. That would you would know through the technology. You would know it that's not actually authentic.
Yes, yes. Every time there is a scan of the tag, there is a check,
I
an
love it.
authentication
I
check.
love it. It's
Yeah.
very cool. So maybe for the ones listening to this show, to this episode, and are wondering if Boyo is for them, for their company, or for their product. Like how maybe explain a little bit about like how you guys come in to solve the different types of problems, because I think we've talked about a lot about different applications. But like, what type of companies or what type of products are you solving right now, or are you bringing solutions to NFT around right now? And who should reach out? Like, who is like someone that you think could potentially benefit from your services?
Yeah, so I'll just give examples from existing projects we're involved in. We have one project of an American company in the sports industry, which they make collectibles, sport collectibles, special editions, like really art and sports together, like painted balls and crazy jerseys they create together with collaboration with artists. So basically, they're into the NFT world already, and they were missing the link between the physical and the digital, right? So they didn't know how to solve that problem. So Boyo actually came and solved that problem for them. That the physical garments they have and the physical objects they have, they become NFTs, and that way it's open a new world for them. That's one use case. Another use case, we're not right now negotiating with a big brand in a big club, sorry, a big basketball club in Israel, and they're interested in basically taking their their fan club, and giving it, opening it to new possibilities, new options. Also for them, they're looking for like new economy, but they're new, I mean, ways, to make money. But for them, it's also a way of, opening new interactions with their crowd, to that, like whoever is holding the NFT could enjoy a special things from the club that will supply. I would have to say also, it takes, I mean, the NFT world kind of needs a little bit shift from the client also, because people are still very inside of the world of advertising and the world of big advertising agencies. And I think the place of advertisement is becoming less effective in the new world, and we are seeing that people want to be part of. They don't want, to push materials into their eyes. They want to kind of pull, right? They want to be part of. And this opens the door for like ownership economies, right? That people are owning like a part of your club, let's say. It's not actually, they're not holding like stock of your club, but they're holding something symbolic that is part of your club, and that opens for them content which they actually want. So it kind of takes the advertising budgets and put them inside of more creative budgets. How you create actual experience and partnerships with your people, right? And that's a big shift, a major shift that is happening right now. And I think Web3 and NFTs are part of that.
I love that. I mean, Lior, you've been talking a lot about creativity and how that is unlocked. You've been talking about community and how that is unlocked, and you've been talking about so many different applications from the physical world into the digital world, and how that is unlocked through NFTs. And I'm so excited, man. This sounds like there's just so much going on. Sounds like there's some really cool projects that are, being built as we speak. I'm sure that you have so many more examples of uses and applications, but we would definitely need another halftime snack for it. So we're gonna
Yeah,
leave
I
that
think
for for next time.
one thing I forgot to mention, sorry, is tickets. Tickets is very interesting. It's still like a thing which, just being in a place, being in a game, it means that you've been there, you have the NFT, and also proof of attendance. It's a very interesting for like being that there are two things kind of related, which is very cool for sports.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think you're right. I think the tickets is just perfectly the perfect example of where, that's like an immediate use case application. I already know that there's already like digital tickets. They're not there's some places that they're not even using paper tickets anymore. So that's just turning an existing product into something that unlocks creativity, unlocks community, unlocks, authenticity, unlocks proof. So there's a lot of like things that are, right right ahead, on for these companies, and that they will essentially benefit quickly, once they adopt it. But I'm excited to see, what's going to happen with Boyo, what type of clients you're going to get, and who you're going to work with. So I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward, and you're always welcome to come back to halftime snacks to talk more about that. I think that's super interesting, and it's a space that everyone is interested around. So it was great to have you, Lior. Last but not least, we always close it off with a personal question to get to know the guest more closely. So I'm wondering if there's one book that you've recommended your life the most, that you're a big fan, and that you want to maybe recommend with me, and for the ones listening, a book that impacted your life and one that you recommend the most.
The Bible.
Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. If you enjoy learning about the business and technology behind sports, make sure you subscribe to the Sports Tech Biz newsletter. I'll leave the link in the show notes. See you all next week. Bye bye.